Hello and welcome to a new game for the channel, which is SOVL Fantasy Warfare, made by Dallin Studios. So, if you haven't heard of SOVL Fantasy Warfare, it's a free-to-play game that is effectively a auto-runner for Warhammer Fantasy Tabletop, which is really cool. And you've also got all the kind of features you'd kind of expect from it. You've got an army builder where you can build your own armies. It's got an actual campaign where you will fight against the AI armies, you can fight skirmish battles or custom battles against the AI, and you can also play against other people as well in a multiplayer over Steam. You can find the game on Steam. As I say, it's free to play. There are some content, there's some DLC which effectively unlocks some of the armies. So base game, you've got the Empires of Man, you've got the Greenskin Tribes, the Dwarf Holds, the Elven Conclaves, and the Dead Nations, all obviously legally distinct, as we all know. But then for some other things like the Goatmen Raiders, the Abyssal Legions, Deepwood Guardians, your Ratkins, and your Reptilian Kingdoms, they're all required DLC. You can't play it with the just the base free game, which is a little bit of a shame. You can't play as some of the nations, but the fact that it's even here is pretty good. You can have some nice artwork. It's all AI, but I actually quite like the artwork that they have for it. And it is, at a whole, effectively the same as Fantasy Tabletop, which is great. I mean, like, if you kind of go in here and you decide, oh, I want to build a new list, and you say, oh, I'm going to get a goblin mob, and you can see you've got your skill, you've got your power, defense, attacks, wounds, and discipline, as you would expect from Fantasy Battle, which is great. So just to kind of show it off, we'll come out of here, we'll actually have a little try of the campaign, the Trial of Death, and just see how we do with it. And as far as who we're going to go first, you know what, why don't we just go with the Empire Man? We'll go as a Knight Commander and see how we do. So from here you get to pick your starting unit, so you can pick between halberdiers, handgunners, or archers. We're going to actually pick the Imperial handguns for just now. And then we'll also get, do I want Foot Knights or Imperial Knights? Foot Knights would be good to have an actual front line. Imperial Knights would be good because Knights are very, very good on tabletop. Yeah, I think we'll get the Imperial Knights. There we go. So we've got some handguns, Imperial Knights, and of course our Knight Commander to begin with. And he has his own retinue. And the way that the sort of campaign works is you kind of work through these acts, you've got to do battles, you kind of select where you go, random events can happen, so on and so forth. I think for us, we might pick this path. We could pick the path 3 battles, that will give us a lot more gold. Actually, yeah, why not? Let's do that. So we're going to pick one of our first battles. We're against some Goblin Raiders as Sir Tristan the Bold, leading his merry band. And having a little look at our army, so we've got our Knight Commander, leading up some Imperial Knights, and then another squad of 5 Imperial Knights with our handgunners over here. And this is your kind of usual battle map. It's a little bit small. You've got your deployment phases. We see who goes first, so the opponent has gone first. They've rolled higher than us. You've got your usual kind of difficult terrain that you'll have around about. It slows down your forces, blocks line of sight. So I think what we'll do is we'll have... do we want them on the flank? I think we kind of want them a bit closer just so they're more able to protect our handgunners. We've got our Knight Commander who's probably going to come around the side. And we click ready and we're good to go. So we're against some Goblin Wolf Riders and we're against some Goblin Mob. And the way the whole game works is you select one unit that you're going to activate and move for each of your phases of the charge phase, strategic phase, and combat phase. So we're going to say, hey, our Knight Commander, we're going to move him up. We're going to get ready to charge out these wolves, like so. We're going to get them done that. We still got a little bit of movement, so you use movement whenever you're turning. You've got to use movement whenever you move forward. You can only really ever move forward. So if you want to move back, you'd have to turn all the way around and start moving back because you're going to worry about your facing. So we'll get him done there. Those Wolf Riders are going to change direction slightly. We're going to get these handgunners, or actually maybe these Knights. We'll move these Knights up first. We're going to have them try and flank around as best they can. That might be a bit too far for them to then turn around. We could potentially also send them over into this forest over here so they can get a better flank, but it's kind of hard to get around, unfortunately. Let's actually take these handgunners. We're going to move them up a little bit because we're going to use them to charge probably into the goblins next round when we have all of our movement available. We'll just play around a little bit. If you want to go back, you can press right click and do it that way. So yeah, like that, we'll get them ready and then we'll shoot our Goblin Mob, selecting our ability here, which is our handgun. Bang, bang, bang. They all fire. All the dice are rolled for you, which is really, really nice. And you can kind of see what happens there. So we did manage to kill quite a few of that Goblin Mob. So well done, handgunners. Good job. And it goes back over to them. So we've got some Wolf Riders there. As it stands, if we press X, we can see that they don't actually have range to charge us quite yet, but their Wolf Riders over here will do. So I think actually we'll need to change tactic and move our guys around ready to attack the Wolf Riders. I don't think we can go for a sneaky flank, which we might be able to do. No, it doesn't look like it. I mean, getting too close of a range to get charged by the goblins, so instead we'll come over here. There we go. Perfect. So that's us done there. Once you've finished all your units, then you move on to the combat phase. Nobody's in combat, so we skip it for now. And then we're on to the charge phase, where we get to declare our charges. So if you haven't been charged already, then you get to choose somebody who's within your charge range. It's like this little square here you can see. If you mouse over your units as well, you get sort of 4 axes of where you're going to get charged. You've got your front, your 2 flanks, and then your rear. Charging someone in the rear is very, very good if you can do that. We're going to select our Imperial Knights. We're going to tell them to charge these Wolf Riders, who are then going to counter charge us, which we can see by these arrows here. And we're also going to counter charge over these guys here, so they're both going to clash up against each other. Good stuff. Our handgunners are out of range of the Goblin Mob, which is great. So, yeah, we'll just confirm that. There we go. Charging away. And the Goblin Mob is going to move up, so we're going to activate our handgunners. We're going to fire into this Goblin Mob. Didn't get that many hits, which is a little bit unfortunate. Got to worry about that. And I think we will struggle to get round. Yes, we will. So we won't be able to do any kind of cheeky flanking maneuver. We could just try and run away. That is always a tactic, but we might still be enraged if we get attacked from the rear. That will also be bad. As it stands, there's only 6 of them left. There's 10 of us. I think we can take a Goblin charge all right. And as you can notice, we're not actually skipping the phase. We've got our Knight Commanders, so as with what is usual in Warhammer Fantasy or any kind of like fantasy tabletop games, is people have abilities, so it's not just your ranged weaponry, but you also have special abilities. His ability is Furious Charge, so you can activate this once per battle to re-roll all of your attack rolls this turn, so that's what we're going to do, and he should hopefully be able to crush those Goblin Wolf Riders. And with that, we're in the combat phase, so we've got our first one, Sir Tristan here, so we're going to roll with him to attack the goblins. He's got all 3 attacks thanks to those re-rolls. They got 2 6s to save, fantastic. And these guys here have got 2 wounds a pop. They've struck us back. They've done 4 hits. We've got 3 up save. We made 2 of them, so we did lose one of our knights, which is a little bit of a shame. But we've still got our 10 attacks coming out. There we go, perfect. So we beat them down. We killed 2 of the wolves, and so we can see that we actually won this combat because we've got more kills than them. So they've also failed their holding charge or holding test, so they're going to retreat, and until they rally, they'll just continue off the battlefield. We get a good number of attacks here, a lot of dead there. We got 6 wounds that we've done. They've hit us with 4 back, so we're going to win this combat. We even saved 3 of their attacks. So 6-1. They did not hold. They're off. They've reached the edge of the battlefield, and that's them gone. And that's basically just the sort of main loop of the battle, to be honest. Our handgunners are getting charged. They don't have any kind of like normal, what you would call melee weapons. So there's not really any reason to charge. I think if we just hold here, we'll just skip these charges because it'll mean the goblins have to get further into us. It's easier for us to wrap around, which we'll do now. So our knights are going to get in position to wrap around. Getting a little bit slowed down by that forest just because it is difficult terrain. And these knights here are going to come around as well, ready to charge in if they manage to stay. 4 hits from the Goblin Mob, pretty good. We're going to take quite a few losses there. 2 of our handgunners, but we're attacking back with all 10. That's 7. How many saves? Not enough saves. Win the combat. They're going to rout, unless they roll 3, which they do not. The 1 left. And with that, we have defeated the Raiders. And hey, that's our first victory. Good stuff. And then after the battle, you get a nice little screen here. You get some experience for every time your unit survives a battle. And then an option if you want to loot, or if you want to get back some of your people. I think we're actually going to tell everybody just to loot up. We want to get some money together if we can, just in order to get some more money to recruit units. You can see here we've got a little legend here, so we've got all of our battles. These are these cross swords, random events, which are the dice rolls, armories, where you can recruit more units and upgrade them as well. Elite battles, which are tougher battles, so we're going to have to worry about them. In fact, we haven't got a way to get past any of the elite battles. And then campsites, which are places that you get to replenish your forces, and if they're fully stocked, then you can also get more XP as well. So yeah, we'll move on to the next battle, and we'll just kind of have a little go through this, see what people think. I do quite like Warhammer, things like it. Obviously this isn't Warhammer for legal reasons. This is just fantasy battles that just happens to be slightly similar. I don't know why you're shaking your head there, but no, it's actually a very good fun game. We're not going to move our handgunners first. Actually, we're going to move up our Knight Commander. We're going to move him around. I didn't realize there'd be quite so few forces here. We're not going to be in range of anybody there, so he'll have to wait till next turn to get a charge. Got some skeleton warriors there. We will start moving up our knights. We can kind of be a little bit cautious here. We're not going to be in charge range, and we don't need to charge them this turn, because we can do kind of a little cheeky flank next turn, I think. So we'll move up our handgunners to here, and we'll fire off at these skeleton warriors because we're not quite in range. Flies to hit, just a few. Yep, still killed 2. Can't complain, can't complain. And with that, that's us done. First turn done. Usually the battles go on for about 7 turns. Because you got some time. You can't charge like after, say, a movement. Oh, we can actually hit these zombies. That's probably a good idea, actually. So yeah, slight change of plan. We'll hit these zombies with both of our knights, and then we'll hit the skeleton warriors again with the handguns, and potentially intercept them with a charge. We'll see how that goes. Big old charge coming out of our knights. Getting a good flank around these guys here. These skeleton warriors have moved up. We'll get rerolls on our retinue here with these knights here, and we'll move up our handguns actually to here. Can they swing round enough to then shoot? Potentially. Yep, let's do that. We shouldn't be in range of their charge anymore, or they'll struggle to get near us to charge. We managed to kill a couple more. And then we're on to the combat phase. So let's have a little look. Yep, so we got just the one hit, unfortunately, even with the rerolls. That's fine. We kill a zombie. And then we have our knights coming in. We got another 6 hits. That's a good 5 kills there. Zombies attack back against these knights in front. But we've got 2 up save. Very easy to succeed against that. Full 10 complement to hit. And would you look at that, we have absolutely crumbled them. Speaking of crumble, because they lost it, they're going to see if they disintegrate. All but 1 do. And just like that, boom. Good stuff for us. Now these handgunners can charge into the skeleton warriors, which I think they will. Just because they can, it means as well they can't try and get around us. Nothing in the strategic phase to do, so here we go. We're going to kill this zombie, the last one. Boom, just like that. And then if you hold down space, you can actually fast forward all these dice rolls, because what's going to happen is they're going to attack us back, even though that they're already dead, just because they were there at the start of the phase. And here we go, back over to the handgunners, and now our knights are available to start to help us in this other combat going forward. And we've won by 3, so they lose 3, they completely crumble, and just like that, we have won against the foul Undead. So as you can see, it's a fairly basic, or at least basic for just now, sort of tactics game. Just purely because we don't have any other kind of units, we've just got the 3 that we have just now. It does kind of remind me in a little way of Dark Omen, actually, just a little bit, which I quite like. Played a lot of that game when I was younger. Probably one of my favourite strategy games of all time, to be honest. But there you go. So we're going to loot some more. We get some more money together, and we've got another battle coming out over here, so we'll go into that as well. And you can play any of the free nations as well. You know, you can play as the not Empire Man, you can play as not the dwarves, or not the vampire counts, or not the high elves. You know, you got plenty of options, or not the greenskins as well. They're all in the base game. If you do want to play as like the Skaven, or sorry, not the Skaven, not the lizard men, not Norska, not Chaos, anything like that, then you have to pay for them, unfortunately. Or actually, I don't think Norska's in the game. I think I got confused. Not the wood elves, or not the beast men. That was it. I got a little bit confused about that because I thought I saw some dire wolves and I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's Norska, but no, it's just the vampire counts. Not Norskan wolves or Norskan ice wolves. Alright, okay, anyway, let's go forward here. So we're actually getting some bandits. So we're getting a couple of archers and some Imperial swordsmen. So the swordsmen are going to come up. I think we can probably move up with our handguns just a little bit. What's the range on that? Let's just move up ever so slightly more. We should still be outside of charge range and get a good volley off. 4s to hit. 3 rolling 1s, only 3s. And all 3 of them saved that. Well, that's just how the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. The archers come forward, they fire on our handgunners. We make one of the saves, so we lose a handgunner, which is a shame. Meanwhile, we have our knights. So with our knight commander, I think we will just try and push up as best we can. We can get towards those archers, it looks like. So we'll just push up a little bit more. And then when it comes to the Imperial Knights, I think we're just going to keep them on the wing here. They should be outside of range of these Imperial Swords. We get another volley off, we can charge them in the flank next turn. I think that sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, let's do that. And here we are done. No combats, good stuff. So turn 2, let's declare a couple of charges, or just the one charge actually. We're going to charge in on these Imperial archers. Their swordsmen can't charge on us. So here we go. Easy, easy. So yeah, we've charged into their archers. They've moved up with their swordsmen. We're going to fire off with our handgunners. Like so. That's a good number of hits. 7 hits. Even though they managed to make 4 of them, that's still 3 dead. Cannot complain. And we're going to move just ever so slightly over here. So, good stuff. With these knights, we're going to move them up. Don't think we can quite get a full rear charge. No, we can't. But we can definitely get a flank. So, and I think we will just activate our Furious Charge ability because we really want to kill these archers if we can. Alrighty, let's go. So there we are, re-rolling everything. Re-rolls as always with all kind of tabletop, you know, either Warhammer Fantasy or 40k are fantastic for dealing damage. You can see there, yeah, we've gone from 5 to 9. They made a good number of saves, and a good number of attacks back. We've got 3 up to save. We only made 3, so we did actually lose a knight, which is a little bit of a shame. But they failed their whole test. They're going to run off the field, and that's them. Good and done. And now we've just got these swordsmen to deal with, which we will be able to do pretty easily. You can see here that we've actually got an intercept, so because we are closer, we can intercept this, so it cancels out their charge. They're still getting flanked as well, because we're hitting them on the side. And when you're hitting them on the side, it means only people that are actually able to hit them, so it would be their 2 people on their right. So 2 of those guys will be able to hit these knights, which is very, very nice. We'll move these guys around, get ready for a rear charge if they stay. But I don't think they will. We'll skip our handgunners for just now, and then we'll go into this last battle. Here we go. Big, beautiful 9 hits coming out from our knights. Lots of damage. They hit back with 1, 3 up save. Can we make it? Nope. So we took a 1 wound there to their 6. You can see our combat score gets a +1 for being on the flank as well. They've routed. And with that, the battle is over. And you can see that we've just played 3, admittedly fairly small games of effectively tabletop, but it means we don't have to worry about things like worrying about, you know, setting it all up in Tabletop Simulator. If you're just fancying a quick game with the AI, then great. You can also play against your friends using custom-built armies, which is good fun. And you've got replay system if you really wanted to. You know, it's just a fun little game. It's free. I quite like it. You know, you could do a lot worse things than with a game like this. And you've got a sort of level up system with campaigns. You can unlock more units. You can have, you know, good time with that. You can get extra attacks and stuff as you kind of go through, and it just feels like a nice little game. I definitely recommend it if you have a chance to look at it. But yeah, no, I just thought I'd do a quick little video just to sort of show you, you know, what the game's about, how it's played. It's pretty bare bones, it must be said, at the moment, in that there's not too many units for, like, say if we go into the Empire Knights and we chose a battalion, you know, you've got mortars, cannons, handguns, crossbowmen, archers for range, for fast attack. You've got your light cavalry, you've got your knights, battle line, imperial swords, foot knights, halberds, spears. I wonder where they got the inspiration for that from. And then you've also got things like your captain, your knight commanders, and also your imperial wizards as well. So there's a little bit of magic. Your commanders have their retinues, or in certain cases like their mounts, so you can put somebody on like an imperial dragon. You've got spells as well that cost points for you to use. You can also get them in the campaign if you have wizards and such like that you can pay for. You can use it whenever they level up. Overall, you know, it's a nice game, and for the fact that it's free, you really can't complain. Don't worry, this isn't sponsored or anything. It's just, you know, it's a cool little game. I hadn't seen anybody else kind of put anything out about this. Thought I would, you know, in case you lot seem like the kind of people that would enjoy a game like this. So I definitely say look up Soul on Steam, free to play, give it a wee shot, see what you think. But yeah, no, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please let us know down in the comments. Let us know as well what your favourite race is to play. Mine is obviously the Ratkin, not the Skaven, because that is the kind of person I am. And also, obviously, if you want to see more Soul on the channel, I'd be happy to have an actual proper campaign playthrough at some point, if people like that as well. But no, thank you very much for watching. If you like what we do in the channel, consider becoming a member of the Burger Band for additional and quicker access to videos as soon as they're uploaded, rather than when I decide to put them out. And thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care.